Ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing? This is absolutely insane. I have no idea of where are we going with this. It's like we take us two step forwards, one huge step back. We run for 5 seconds and then we shoot ourselves in the foot. Obviously, I'm talking about Maldini and Leonardo being appointed to management of Club Italia, and Maldini being the manager overseeing all the categories of the Nazionale from the under 17 to the Maggiore, and Leonardo that he called with him. And that's absolutely the right choice. Malago did the right thing. He called somebody that knows about football, knows about management of football, because he's been in Milan and he's did a great job. He brought him to the Scudetto with an underpowered team. He did a fantastic job, to the fact that he was sacked or he left, whatever it was, and the year after they sucked. This is the right step forward for the revolution in Italian football. So I have no complaints there. The problem I have complaints is this. Maldini saying that Pirlo is the right manager for the Azzurri. I have a problem with that because Pirlo, and trust me, I loved Pirlo at Juventus. I thought that they mistreated him. They treated poorly. They expected too much from him. They should have never sacked him. He deserved to be at Juventus for way longer than he was. That is absolutely with no question, for my opinion. And he's been treated badly and poorly by the other clubs after Juventus as well. When he went to Sampdoria, when he went to the Saudis, he's not having a good time there either. The problem is that Pirlo has no experience, or doesn't have the experience required to be at the Nazionale. Like, that's the Nazionale is a different thing. We've missed the World Cup 12 years. 12 years without Italy at the World Cup. And this is like a tragedy. This is like a top level political, economical issue in Italy. It's up there, the fact that Italy was not at the World Cup for 3 consecutive times. And we are expecting that Pirlo will bring us back there. He does not have the international experience to bring us back there. That's a matter of fact. He had Juventus, and then he went to the Saudis, and that's it. And he has not won. He has not demonstrated that he can win when it's needed. And he's a project. The Nacional is a project now. We don't need a coach that has to be a project. That's absurd. Like, we don't need a coach that will come in and has to learn the ropes with Club Italia. That's absurd. Like, I don't understand this. And I understand that Maldini has his own rights, and probably there is some thought behind this for the situation. Like probably he's thinking that Pirlo might be able to establish from the under 17 all the way up, and with all the other managers of the different levels, the same consistency with the same kind of way of playing, and bring his own way of doing things to all the levels, and working together so that everybody, when they're coached, when they're used to a system, all the way up to the Nazionale Maggiore. Maybe Maldini is thinking that, and maybe he thinks that Pirlo is the one that can be cohesive and bring all of this together. Conte and Mancini, which are the other ones that are being considered, have proven on the international stage that they can win. Conte has won everywhere he's went. He's went to England. He won. He won in Italy. He almost won with the Nazionale, one of the most underpowered Nazionales that we've seen in ages in 2016, as you can see here. team of Dazza, Pelé, Eder, and Parolo, like the Giaccherini and De Sciglio. Like, what are we doing? Like, and he brought these guys to a semifinal in the European Cup. So Conte has done that. Mancini, he won in 2021 with a Nazionale that a lot of people thought that it was not the greatest, but it really was way better than what we've ever seen since then. And he won the European Cup. But that European Cup was an outliner. That European Cup was smoke in the eyes, I think, because we won, but it covered up a lot of problems that was still there. And the fact that he was unable to complete the qualification to the World Cup in 2022 is demonstration of the fact that we still had problems, and that was just a cover up. Conte gets that. I think that they're right in saying that Conte would have been ideal for this Italy, but to a certain degree, Conte, he brings energy, he brings passion, but he also brings a bunch of problems with it, which is the fact that he works his players really hard, and the fact that he works them really hard can bring him some time to lose the locker room, and he can win immediately. He can bring a jolt to this system. But on the other hand, I understand Maldini thinking that we don't need a jolt to the system. We don't need a 2-year, 4-year coach. We need something that we can establish Italian football forever or for the long run. And I understand that. But Conte, honestly, for the 4 years, probably would have been a better choice. I don't know what happened with Mancini when he left. People are saying that upper management wanted to stick the nose into the team that he had to put on the field, and he didn't like that, so he just left. He left for a lot of money. He left for 20 million euros to go and coach in Saudi Arabia. So there is conflicting news on what happened actually there. And if they wanted to call him back, this had to be clear. They had to clear the air about this before they brought him back as Il Citti. Conte did not have that problem, so Conte could have walked in. And again, Conte may have not been the right one to come in, but would have been a better choice than Pirlo. Guardiola is the dream. We all know that Guardiola is the dream. If they can get Guardiola, that's amazing. And he is somebody that doesn't have the downsides of the other three that I mentioned here: Pirlo, Mancini, and Conte. He comes in. He can have a project for a long time. He can demonstrate and show how to play football the way he wants to play football to a 17-year-old as to a 35-year-old. Guardiola is the dream. I don't know if there's any chance that this would happen. A lot of Italian media still speculate that he might be coming, or there's a chance still that he could be coming. But that would be the dream. But Pirlo is not the dream. Pirlo, as I said before, is a project of the manager on top of a project of a Nazionale that needs stability and not another project on top of it. With that said, if Pirlo is the choice, as it said here, we should all be rooting for him in Italy, because we don't need him to start with the weight of whatever happened in the last 12 years on his shoulders. He needs a clean slate. He needs to walk in to a job that's going to be difficult, and he needs support from all of Italy fans. And that's just the fact. I agree 100%. If it is Pirlo, we all have to be with him. But, and the big but is the last sentence of this paragraph and the last sentence of this article from the Gazzetta. Almost everybody would have been more reassured with Conte at the helm of Italy.